This is the story of Francis Pegahmagabow, an Ojibwe man from Wasauksing First Nation. When World War I began, Indigenous people in Canada weren't even considered citizens. They couldn't vote, they had no rights, but they could fight. And Francis volunteered. He became a sniper, and he was exceptional. 378 confirmed kills, the most effective sniper in the entire Canadian military. But here's what they don't tell you. Here's what makes his story extraordinary. Francis wasn't just taking lives. Again and again he crawled into no man's land under enemy fire to rescue wounded soldiers. Men screaming in the mud, men bleeding out between the trenches, men that everyone else had given up on. Francis went back for them, carried them to safety, risked everything, not once, not twice, dozens of times. At the Battle of Passchendaele, one of the bloodiest battles in history, Francis was a scout and sniper. The conditions were hell, mud so deep men drowned in it, artillery that never stopped, death everywhere. Most men who fought there didn't survive. Francis did. And he brought others back with him. He fought at the Somme, at Vimy Ridge, at every major Canadian battle, 4 years of war. Most soldiers lasted weeks. Francis survived it all, not by hiding, not by staying safe, by being in the worst of it, and refusing to leave his brothers behind. The Canadian military awarded him the military medal 3 times. 3 times. One of the most decorated Indigenous soldiers in Canadian history. But when he came home, Canada still didn't see him as a citizen, still didn't give him rights, still treated his people as less than human. So Francis fought a different war. He became chief of his nation. He spent decades fighting for Indigenous rights, for his people, for justice, for recognition. The warrior who saved lives on the battlefield became the warrior who fought for dignity at home. He lived to be 86 years old. 86. He survived the worst war in history, survived when millions didn't, and he used every one of those years to make things better, to fight for what was right, to protect his people the way he protected those soldiers in no man's land. Francis Pegahmagabow could have been defined by death, by those 378 kills, by the violence, by the ghost, but that's not who he was. He was the man who ran into fire to save others, who came home and kept fighting, who refused to let war or racism or injustice break him. 378 enemies killed, but countless lives saved. A warrior, a hero, a leader. A man who proved that courage isn't just about taking the shot. It's about knowing when to carry someone home. Remember his name, Francis Pegahmagabow, the ghost who chose to save lives.